Hey, Fanny Charles out of Long Island, New York, and we're doing a book review. This is video number 4 for chapter 4 out of The Art of Nonconformity. Set your own rules, live the life you want, and change the world. This is by Chris Gilbo, and you can get this at Amazon.com. The title of Chapter 4 is How to Fight Authority and Win. The opening quote is, "Progress is a nice word, but change is its motivator, and change has its enemies." And that's by Robert F. Kennedy. The key points in Chapter 4 is about authority, which are the gatekeepers. Okay? He has a quote in here, or part of a title that says the Department of No, and he credits that with Seth Godin with his alternative MBA students for the Department of No title. I find it quite amusing though, the Department of No. Anyway, a gatekeeper is a person or group with a vested interest in limiting the choices of other people. 2, an obstacle that must be overcome to achieve unconventional success. He goes on to say, Chris goes on to say that gatekeepers are no people and that they're skilled at swatting down ideas and coming up with all kind of reasons why the strategy won't work or the idea won't work or why you should be denied. Period. He also goes on to say that there are organizations that have departments that are titled that are disguised. They're basically departments of no, but they're disguised with the titles of legal and human resources. I found that very amusing, and there's a lot of truth to that. So I'm going to go over some of the key points of, he's saying to take a second look at conventional assumptions. Okay, conventional assumption. Higher education trains students for profession. Yes, that is absolutely true, but there is a negative side to that assumption, and the alternative interpretation is higher education reinforces social obedience and pressure to conform. Yes, it does. You want to follow along, you want to fit in, you don't want to stand out, so you basically want to kind of disappear and become invisible. You don't want to stand out, because if you stand out, you'll be ostracized. So that is absolutely true. Another conventional assumption is that associations and organizations exist to protect people from harm. The alternative interpretation is associations and organizations exist to restrict our choices and enforce monopolies. He also makes a point that with another conventional assumption, charities exist to help people. The alternative interpretation is charities exist to sustain themselves. Okay, so he goes on to say about some of the excuses or the reasons that these departments of no, or these organizations, they tell you. Some of the excuses are the just because response, or for the good of the people. He also have a response of things will be different when ... He also goes on to say, well, you're going up against an organization or just the masses in general, and he's saying that you don't attack them dead on. What you do is you have to employ the underdog strategy, which basically means that you have to get very creative in order to upset the balance, which is a key point. But he also has an interlude in between chapter 4 and chapter 5 that I find is very interesting. He says all the things you don't need. He's saying, we've already looked at forgiveness and permission, how it's easier to ask forgiveness, and you don't really need anyone's permission for much of anything. It doesn't stop there. Here are some more things that are completely unnecessary for your success. This is your success in life. This is for your ideal world. This is for you to create your dreams, have it to come or to manifest on the physical plane. He's basically saying you don't need experience. Experience can sometimes get you in the door, but what really matters is where you are now and where you're going next. The past belongs on a resume. You don't need years of preparation. Well, technically you do need preparation, but you already have it. It's called life. Whatever has led you to where you are today is good enough to launch you into where you need to go next. He also says you don't need paperwork. Paperwork includes degrees, certificates, endorsements, licenses, recommendations, referrals, and so on. What you really do need is you need a passion. You need to be absolutely passionate about what you believe in. If you don't feel passionate about anything, chances are you haven't discovered what you're really good at yet. So keep looking. You need a vision and a task. The vision tells you where you are going. The task tells you what to do next to get there. You need the answers to the two most important questions in the universe. What do I really want to get out of life? How can I help others in a way that no one else can? Once you have the answers, you'll be ahead of most everyone else. You need commitment to stay the course. Many people give up too early. Can you continue in your quest for 10,000 hours or more? If so, you're on the right track. He also puts an important side note. He says, what's the big difference between the things you don't need and the things you do? Most of the things in the first category come from other people. So if you're deciding and building and planning your ideal world and dream, but yet you have to rely on others to give you permission, you can't really control it. You can't control other people. You can't necessarily control an organization. So he's saying you have to keep those key points, key facts in mind. It's up to you. So that's it for Chapter 4 in The Art of Nonconformity. Set your own rules, live the life you want, and change the world by Chris Gilbo. Fanny Charles out of Long Island, New York. I'll see you in the next video for Chapter 5, Keynotes on 5. Bye.